Hi everyone! Sarah back again today to do another layout with a joy kit from Mercy Tiara Kit Club. This one, I caught my daughter and the cat just chilling on the couch day before yesterday, which I don't know what that'll make this, but it was like December 1st. And they were just sitting there hanging out, and it looks like he's falling asleep, and she's just staring at him, and he's just letting her cuddle him. And so I wanted to go ahead and scrap that. I was going to cut a strip out of this, and then I decided to cut along one of the red lines, and it made a perfect triangle. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that. So of course I have to rough it up with my finger like I always do. And then I wanted to use this red glitter paper so bad, but I didn't want to use a ton of it on this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, next I'll cut another one. I thought putting a mark behind here, I'd have enough room for it to cover up on both ends, but it does not. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a second strip and put it down to the other end as well. Just making sure that it's the same size. And I'm going to put it on the other end so that it runs the entire length of that triangle. I was making sure I liked the way it looked. I think this glitter paper is beautiful and it's thick. So I'm trying to, you'll see every once in a while I'm doing this, I'll tap my fingers or something like that. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, but I just decided I was going with it. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive and on all three pieces, and I'm going to tape the triangle down first. And then I will go ahead and slide those other ones underneath. And no, I did not tape the whole thing down. I didn't take all that adhesive off yet because I wasn't sure what I was going to slide behind. And I knew I wanted this to go behind and stick down really well. So I'm lining it up with the corners, and I'm going ahead and sticking it down. And I will go ahead and trim everything off. And while I was off camera there, I went ahead and pulled the adhesive. So now it's not coming up as I'm roughing up the edges. I think I'm trimming another little piece off here that was bugging me. So, and I have one of the papers from the kit. I believe it's an older crate paper. And I cut it up. It had a bunch of tags and stuff on it. So I cut little divots out of them. And then there was one page that was Paige Evans. And it had a bunch of tags. I cut it up. And then one from the 6x8 paper pad, I also cut all those tags up as well. And so that way I just kind of have them for embellishments, different layers, stuff to tuck behind. Here I'm going ahead and trimming some of the little pieces down, and you'll see that I'll use my small circle punch and cut it out there. I actually scored that piece if you saw me bend it. And I went ahead and cut those circles out. So it does look more like a tag or a ticket stub type thing. Here I'm trying to find some paper. I want more of the tealy blue color that is in the stripes in that background paper I've already used. So I'm going ahead and pulling those and seeing which ones I like. So I'm going to move everything. And I already like the wood grain one that's blue, so I went ahead and cut that one down. I decided it's too big, didn't really like it, needed it smaller, so I go ahead and cut it down again, and I'll use it at that size. Flatten down where I'd already, messed up the edges of the paper. That way it'll sit better. And I'm going to rearrange the way I actually had things. Some of them will go back exactly the way they were. But I'm sticking the photo more to the left-hand side this time instead of to the right like I had it previously. And right here, I decided to cut the end of that ticket so that, I don't know, I like the way it looks better. I like the little bit of texture to it. But it was too much right on top of that other teal, so I went ahead and grabbed this other ticket that I had cut out. Thought that I was going to only be using half of it, and I cut it too short, so I'm going to tape it back together with washi tape. But it works though. Tape it back. If I wouldn't have shown, no one would have ever known that I had ripped it or cut it apart. So it works just fine. I'm going to go ahead and tape it and slide it back under, and you'll never know that I did it unless you watch this video. So I'm going ahead and looking for a few more pieces. I'm going to trim this one down and slide it back underneath there. It's darker than the other ones, and I like that. You can't really tell right here that it is darker, but it is. I was messing with some of the tags. I wanted to use some of these flowers. I had pulled out some of the flowers before I started this layout. I just pulled out a bunch of the flowers because I figured I wanted to use some of those. I hadn't used them really yet on a layout, so can't decide what I'm going to do here. So I decide I'm just going to start gluing things down. I'm going to pop the photo up on 3D foam. And then I will start gluing things down. I won't lift everything up individually. I'll just glue things here and there. Just lifting enough up for it to go ahead and get some adhesive behind each of them. Try to straighten things out. I do not get everything straight. I'm okay with that. Just rough up all the edges while I have it like this. And then I will go ahead and add my photo on top. And I'm sorry for my cat. He wants me to come in the same room he's in. Does anybody else have a cat like that? They won't always just come to you. They want to yell at you until you come to them. But I just left that room so he can come to me this time. So I'm going ahead and layering in some of the flowers. I put one underneath down to the bottom left, and then I put one on top of that right behind the photo, and then stuck a smaller one, between the two underneath. And I'm going to start going ahead and gluing those down, roughing the edges up, of course. So I'm doing that now and adding some glue. I'm not gluing any of this to the background. I'm actually gluing it all to the cluster until I get it where I want everything. Added some glue there on top of the 3D foam just to make sure that it all stuck where I wanted. Rough this little one up and add some glue to the front and tuck it underneath. And now I'm trying to do better. I don't know how long it'll work, but I made sure to stick the twine in the tag there. And I'm going to leave it long. I'm okay with leaving it long. I also pulled out the Bow Bunny stencil paste in gold that we got in the mixed media stuff. And I used a little paintbrush and an acrylic block. Yes, my acrylic block is a mess. And I added some water to it, and I'm going to add it as splatters in the background this time. Because I just thought a little more gold would be nice. So I go ahead and do that. And again, no, I don't wait for it to dry. You'll see me wipe up my mess and then just continue on. I did pull the string out of there so that it wouldn't smudge it. So here I'm going to put the whole photo cluster and all the bits up on 3D foam as well. I like that this is all stuck together. It's all one piece. And so I can pop it all up. And I like the way that it looks. Sometimes I think I go overboard with the foam though. Because I think it would have been okay to leave that little piece off down there at the bottom. But I don't, so it's okay. I add my glue to make sure that it stays, toss it to the side. And I go ahead and add it. The glue also gives me a little bit of time to wiggle it around like I had to do right there. I am pulling out the Vicki Boutin thickers there, and I'm cutting out the one that I believe I want to use. All of mine end up cut up like this. I always do this because it just makes it easier. Do I really want to use it? Let me see what it's going to look like. Yeah, that's kind of how my brain works. And I liked it. So I went ahead and pulled off Life first. I'm doing it all backwards. And I'm adding Wonderful, but I will add glue to the back of this because it's going over that glitter paper. I didn't have to add it to all of it, but I went ahead and did it anyways. I tend to put glue on stuff if I'm going to put it on top of glitter paper, just to make sure that it sticks a little more with, that glitter paper is a little more chunky and has more texture. So it just makes it a little more peace in my mind that it's staying. I tucked Wonderful right behind that tag, and now I'm going to put It's a on top. So It's a Wonderful Life is what the title of this layout is going to be. I thought I was going to be able to pull it off after cutting half of it off, but it didn't work. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it. My gold splatters are still not dry, so I'm trying not to smudge anything as much as possible. So, and then I thought I was going to use a couple of the things from this foam sticker sheet, but I decided against the star. But I used another flower, and then I am going to go ahead and use that scallop piece up there as well, the pink one this time, and tuck it underneath the edge of the photo cluster there. And then I'm going to pull out the oh so lovely Joy sequins, sprinkle them around like I always do, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue all of them down. I love these, honestly. They are so gorgeous. I always think that the set that we have is my favorite, and then we get another one, and it's my favorite. So, but I don't make you watch me do all of that. And here is my finished layout. I had a blast working with this one and playing with it. I hope that you enjoyed this process. And if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe so you'll get notified when I upload more. Make sure to check out mercytiarakits.com. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.